extending their lead at the top of the Premier League. 4 goals there, including Martin Zubamendi and Victor Gyökeres. Now West Ham coming forward at the moment. Edge of the penalty, a shot comes in. It's a tame one in the end from Valentin Castellanos, but he just found himself in a little bit of space there inside the Chelsea penalty area, inside the first 60 seconds here at Stamford Bridge. And there is another game later on as well, Liverpool against Newcastle. So at start of play, Chelsea are in 6th position. It's pretty congested up there. Sorry, 5th position, I should say. A point clear of Liverpool and 1 behind Manchester United. A win today, they will leapfrog Man United and go up to 40 points, 6 behind Villa and Manchester City, who both play tomorrow. It's actually a busier day in the Premier League tomorrow on the Sunday, or busy just as with the 4 games. Villa Brentford at 2, Man United Wolves 2, Forest Palace 2, Spurs Man City 4:30, and it all finishes on Monday night, Sunderland versus Burnley. West Ham are making all the early running here at Stamford Bridge, but that's a misplaced pass out towards this near side by Juve, which Chelsea can bring away. Here's Caicedo just outside the centre circle, goes back to Enzo Fernandez, who loops one outside out towards the far side. It's flicked on towards Cole Palmer. Can Cole Palmer get there ahead of the defender, and in the end taking absolutely no chances at all. Todibo puts it out of play for a Chelsea throw. Right next to the corner flag over on the far side, the Chelsea right. Cole Palmer takes a quick one and throws it straight to Gittins, gets the ball back over on the far side, cuts infield slightly and then pokes it back down the line towards Gusto, who's over on that far side for Chelsea. Back infield to Gittins, who's overran the ball. West Ham can bring it away and they give it straight back to a Chelsea player, and that Chelsea player is Caicedo. Goes up towards the far side, a really dangerous cross towards the far post, evades everybody in the end. Garnacho picks it up, low ball back to Enzo Fernandez, gets a toe on it to play it towards goal, but West Ham have got it clear and they've given it away again to Chelsea. 30 yards from goal, Gittins pokes it back towards the halfway line, and Gusto down the line, and Cole Palmer runs onto it beautifully. He's around Juve now, low ball into the box, really disappointing ball in from Cole Palmer, and Todibo can clear that one out of play over on the far side. It'll be a Chelsea throw. It was a lovely delivery from Cole Palmer initially towards the far post, and it's a really good, just glancing header actually from Aaron Wan-Bissaka, which ensures that arriving at the far post, Alejandro Garnacho can't get anything on it. Otherwise, I think he would have had a tap in from about 5-6 yards to the Argentinian. Chelsea have possession again, just inside their own half, just outside the centre circle, with Badiashile, Benoit Badiashile. Square he goes to Chalobah. Eventually out to Gusto over on that far side. Retreats back inside his own half again. Now it's Badiashile again. Closed down by Castellanos, who's joined by Pablo, but Chelsea maintain possession, but they're still inside their own half. Near Rossini's men. Eventually it does come over the halfway line, and here is Enzo Fernandez. Ball with the outside of the boot. That's one to chase for the lap. He's not going to get hold of it, and in the end he just pushed over Mavropanos anyway. I don't know if the free kick's been given. It's gone behind for a goal kick anyway, and just had a little bit too much pace on it. That ball through from Enzo Fernandez, who is the Chelsea captain this evening in the absence of Reece James is here. He's on the bench. Chelsea's big squad just showcasing it really on the bench. They've got Aguiapong, Andre Santos, Mark Cucurella, Wesley Fofana, Mark Guay, Reece James, João Pedro, of course, who was the match winner in midweek, Pedro Neto, Teddy Sharma low. It's a quality bench, isn't it? It really is. The amount of money that's been spent at Stamford Bridge, you'd expect it though, wouldn't you? As Chalobah goes back to the goalkeeper, takes one touch to take it towards his right hand side, and then drills it down that right hand touchline. It's going to bounce out of play though. It's not a great distribution there, use of distribution from Robert Sanchez, so it's a throw in for West Ham United, midway inside their own half down their left hand side. 5 minutes played here at Stamford Bridge. Goalless between West London and East London, as Areola goes long down the centre, almost comes through to Castellanos, but there's an intelligent header there in the end from Chalobah, which goes back to Sanchez. Out to Caicedo, on towards Enzo Fernandez, brings it over the halfway line. He's got Garnacho on the outside, finds his fellow Argentinian level with the edge of the penalty area, looking to take on Aaron Wan-Bissaka, goes for the 1-2 down towards the line. There's the cross, it's a good one as well, and there's Souček to head it clear, and Garnacho, well, he could pick up the pieces down this near side, but he's happy to see that ball trickle out of play because it'll be a Chelsea corner, the first corner for either side, and it comes in the 6th minute. And Enzo Fernandez, who played in Garnacho down this left hand side, is coming across to take it. The Argentinian just placing the ball down in the quadrant. And the likes of Badiashile and Shalabah are forward here for Chelsea in front of the shed end, and it comes now scooped in right footed, right above the goalkeeper. Gets a palm on it to get it clear, Areola. And a fall for Chelsea over on the far side. Garnacho gets it back to Gusto. Gusto steadies himself, right-footed ball back into the box. Really poor one from the Frenchman. Bounces once, goes behind. Goal kick to West Ham United. It was a good corner, actually, from Enzo Fernandez from this near side, but well dealt with by Alphonse Areola. Just got enough on it, the Frenchman. And it's a goal kick for West Ham, who've won just the twice away from home so far this season. Forest and Spurs. Spurs being the most recent of those two, of course, which put Thomas Frank under the spotlight, under the watchful eye of Spurs fans. And this is a good break now from Aaron Wan-Bissaka down the right-hand side for West Ham United, left with the edge of the penalty area. Now it's on to Bowen. Bowen, left-footed ball in, brilliant delivery. Oh, and it's poked in, and West Ham have the lead. I'm not sure if Castellanos even got a toe to it. It may have gone straight in from Jared Bowen, who curled one in towards the far post, and I think it's just gone straight through. And Robert Sanchez couldn't get fingertips to it, and West Ham United have an early lead here at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 0, West Ham United 1. I'm going to have to see a replay just to see whether or not Castellanos got his toes to it. If he didn't, it's Jared Bowen's goal, and it's Jared Bowen's 8th goal of the season. Either way, West Ham have the lead. Wan-Bissaka, what a breakdown this near side, steals the ball off of Garnacho, who's half asleep to be fair, picks it up, level with the edge of the penalty area, plays in Bowen, right-hand corner of the penalty area, turns, right-footed, and yet he doesn't get a toe to it. It's Bowen's goal. It just curls straight in. It just evades the goalkeeper, who thinks, well, he's more concerned about Castellanos coming in and getting his studs on it. Well, I'll tell you what, the Argentinian didn't get his studs on it. He didn't need to, because Jared Bowen's curling delivery towards the far post has ended up in the back of the net. And it's Chelsea 0, West Ham United 1. Dream start for Nuno and the visitors. They have the lead here at Stamford Bridge. And Jared Bowen, well, he's almost become Mr. West Ham, hasn't he? And he's given them the lead, the England international. Well, he didn't mean to go for goal, let's put it that way. It was certainly a delivery that was looking for Valentin Castellanos, but it makes no difference. He's ended up in the back of the net. As Chelsea have possession now midway inside their own half. Here's Casado. First time ball forward by Enzo Fernandez out towards the far side, but he just sells Gittins a little bit short. Cleared by West Ham, but picked up by Malo Gusto. Gusto looking to take on Crescenzio Somerville over on that far side, but in the end he just goes back towards the halfway line inside the centre circle for Chelsea. Just overran slightly by Enzo Fernandez, but no West Ham player close enough to steal the ball from the Argentinian, and so he goes back towards the halfway line. Safety first. Shalabah now. Square he goes to Badiashile. Closed down once more by Castellanos. Now Gusto. Gusto goes low out towards Gittins over on that far side. He hasn't been given many opportunities. Ball's gone out of play off of Juve. It's a throw-in. Gittins came in the summer, 56 million euros from Borussia Dortmund in the Bundesliga. But he spent the majority of his time since he came to Stamford Bridge on the bench. And it's games like this really when he needs to come on and make a difference, really needs to make an impact. And be interesting to see what he can produce this afternoon or this evening. Here's Garnacho down this near side, looking to take on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And it was Wan-Bissaka who stole the ball off Garnacho that resulted in that goal, really. It was poor from the ex-Manchester United man, as Chelsea retained possession by going all the way back towards the halfway line. It's into centre circle now with Trevor Shalabah. Casado goes down under a challenge. The referee could have continued play. I don't know why Anthony Taylor's brought this back, because Chelsea had possession anyway. Ball just goes all the way back towards the halfway line, and then Chelsea just start again. Here's Garnacho again. Garnacho's got his socks pulled so far up, there's actually nothing between his socks and his shorts. Literally his socks end and his shorts start at exactly the same point. Here's Gittins over on the far side, back to Gusto. Now Casado inside the centre circle. Chelsea rocked by this start from West Ham. Just feel like a different team. I've seen West Ham on a few occasions this season. Covered the game last week against Sunderland, and they look like a different side to me. They've just picked up a little bit of confidence, really, and there's even with the gap that there is between themselves and Forest, I certainly wouldn't rule them out, and I definitely wouldn't rule them out if they can come here and get 3 points today. If they were to get the 3 points, they'd move to within 2 points of Nottingham Forest, who would have a game in hand, of course. Forest play Palace tomorrow at home, although they'll fancy their chances because Palace are in free fall, aren't they? And if Forest were to win that game against Palace, they'd actually go level on points with the FA Cup winners, incredibly. They really are in free fall, Palace. And West Ham would be 3 points behind Leeds if they were to win today as well, who are in 16th after that crushing defeat against leaders Arsenal, who have increased their lead at the top to 7 points. The other two Championship hopefuls play tomorrow, of course, Villa and Manchester City. Here's Garnacho down this left-hand side, tries to get the ball into the box, and it's cut out by Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but it'll be a corner for Chelsea. Their second of the evening. Enzo Fernandez, it was a delicious delivery last time, it really was. He's going to go short, is he, this time? He thought about it. But there's 2 balls on the pitch at the moment, so nothing's going to happen at the moment because somebody just lobbed one on from the shed end. But he played it right above Areola, and I tell you what, the French goalkeeper dealt with it really well. Here comes another one, exactly the same. Cleared towards the edge of the penalty area, and then a further clearance from, I think it was from the edge of the penalty area by Pablo. Indeed it was. Chelsea are going to get a free kick now as the ball is cleared towards the halfway line. But another on-the-money delivery from Enzo Fernandez. And on this occasion, he did get a fist to it again, actually, did the goalkeeper. So many players around him. And then as the ball was played long, Somerville tried to get ahead of Gittins but couldn't do so, and Chelsea have the free kick. Here's Garnacho, he's lost possession again down this near side, the Argentinian. Wan-Bissaka again, and on this occasion his ball towards Jared Bowen is poor, and that allows Chelsea to win the ball back and give the possession straight back to West Ham. They've got numbers forward here. Here's Somerville, edge of the penalty area, ball on his right foot. Oh, there's the outside of it. He's got to play it back. Surely it came through to Pablo. He had to square the ball, and I think he tried to go for the near post, and in the end it's a tame effort which is blocked by Chelsea. It's put up for a throw over on the far side, but I'll tell you what, West Ham could have been in it again here. Yeah, he was going for goal, I think, at the near post. Throw in is taken. Now Juff down towards the byline. He goes, well, he gets into a Chelsea sandwich in the end, in between Gusto and Casado, but that's gone behind for a goal kick. It's overran in the end by the Senegalese. But West Ham look dangerous when they come forward, and Chelsea cheaply giving them the ball as well on a couple of occasions. Alejandro Garnacho guilty, and Enzo Fernandez on that last particular occasion as Sanchez brings the ball outside of his penalty area and then feeds Chalobah onto Gusto. Back it goes now to Badiashile, just to the left of the D. Square to Chalobah once more. And the Chelsea centre-backs just playing it amongst themselves at the moment. Eventually it comes forward towards Enzo Fernandez. Really getting involved, Enzo Fernandez down this near side, linking up with his fellow Argentinian. That's a lovely ball though by Wan-Bissaka down the line to Jared Bowen. Bowen's done so well there to smuggle that back to Souček as well in between 2 Chelsea players, and Souček goes back to Areola. They look quite streetwise at the moment, West Ham, I have to say. Early days though, ball down the line. Here's Somerville, the ex-Leeds man, Souček. Ball with pace back towards Juff over on that far side, and in the end it goes all the way back towards the edge of the penalty area. And here's Mavropanos now right inside of the D. Ball with pace out towards this. Oh, what a brilliant first touch by Bowen inside. Bowen plays out towards this far side. Now then, there's the low ball in towards the edge of the penalty area. It might fall for Castellanos. It does. Goes back to Bowen. Inside to Castellanos. This is brilliant from West Ham. Tries to beat the keeper at the near post with pace. Castellanos. He drilled it towards that near post. And it's a good save by Sanchez, and he held it as well. Didn't allow West Ham a second opportunity. Brilliant link-up play between Wan-Bissaka, Bowen, and then eventually the ball threaded through to the Argentinian, and he decides to try and beat Sanchez at the near post. It would have taken a hell of an effort, really. He got pace on it, but he didn't get the height that he wanted. And Sanchez was able to save it and hold it, keep hold of it, and Chelsea could have been 2-0 down, 15 minutes played here at Stamford Bridge. Really, really good first quarter of an hour for West Ham United, leading by a goal to nil. Jared Bowen in the 7th. It wasn't meant as a shot, it was meant as a cross, but it matters not. It ended up in the back of the net, and they've had another good couple of opportunities, one through Castellanos, one through Pablo. The 2 players, of course, the 2 South American players who came in that January transfer window. Pablo just 19 years of age. He doesn't look it. Here's Chalobah, goes square to Badiashile, left of the centre circle. Moses Casado ahead of him. And Gittins is really, really struggling to get in the game, and he's just come a little bit more central, actually, the ex-Borussia Dortmund man. And it's worked a treat because he's picked the ball up now, 35 yards from goal. Goes out to Garnacho, left-hand corner of the penalty area for Chelsea. Back it goes to Enzo Fernandez, curls one towards the far post. And in the end, it's just taken a glancing header from Diouf to put the ball behind. It's another Chelsea corner. It's better from Gittins, actually. He's having absolutely no luck. Out on the far side, out on the right side, Garnacho's having a good game, actually, down this near side. Seen plenty of the ball. He's given the ball away a couple of times, but to be fair, he's had to have the ball on numerous occasions to give it away, but Gittins just hasn't been involved at all over on that far side. Decided to cut back in centrally, and Enzo Fernandez found him. And that was the start of the attack for Chelsea that's resulted in this corner, and the corner has been taken, and West Ham have cleared this one with ease back towards the halfway line. Cole Palmer now, Enzo Fernandez. Is he going to get a free kick? No, he goes down to... Oh, he has won a free kick. I thought the referee wasn't going to give it. Thumbs up from the Argentinian. He was late in giving that call, Anthony Taylor. So it's a free kick to Chelsea, about 30-ish yards from goal, I'd say. The foul by Crescencio Somerville. And just looking at the replay of it now, well, he did win the ball, Somerville. He did, but he took a lot of the Argentinian World Cup winner as well. And Chelsea got a free kick here in a dangerous position in the 18th minute, trailing here by a goal to nil. They have got the ref cam tonight on Anthony Taylor. We're getting a feed from that as well. So we've got a very good view there, actually, where Anthony Taylor was stood and what he was looking at when he made that decision to award Chelsea this free kick. It's going to be either Cole Palmer or Enzo Fernandez. I would have thought it'd be Cole Palmer. It'll suit the left footer from this position being right of centre. But Fernandez, who is Chelsea's top scorer, or joint top scorer in all competitions this season, he's got 9 to his name, as has João Pedro now after his exploits in midweek in southern Italy. 4-man wall for West Ham. It's going to be Cole Palmer, unquestionably. And Cole Palmer, at the top of his game, would find the net from here. He really would. He's struggled so far this season. Been in and out of the side through injuries as well. But this is Cole Palmer territory. He's been linked with a move to Manchester United. Sets up left-footed, and it's a comfortable save. Just floated. It's on target, but it's never going to trouble a goalkeeper of, well, I would say a goalkeeper of Alphonse Areola's quality. It's not going to trouble any goalkeeper, to be quite honest with you. It's on target, no more. Long ball forward for West Ham. That goes out of play over on the far side. Throw into Chelsea on the halfway line down their right, to be taken by Malo Gusto. Back it goes to Benoit Badiashile. Now Sanchez, well outside of his penalty area. Finds Trevor Chalobah. Gusto again over the far side, closed down by Crescencio Somerville, who wasn't booked for that challenge, by the way. No yellow cards dished out so far from Anthony Taylor. Now it's Alejandro Garnacho just coming deep back into his own half. Plays it back towards the edge of his own penalty area, and it's with Robert Sanchez again. Chalobah square to Badiashile. Chelsea changing 3 out of 4 at the back. Only Gusto over on the far side has maintained his place in the back 4 following that victory against Napoli in midweek to get Chelsea through to the Champions League last 16. West Ham win possession back over on the far side. The guilty party on this occasion was Malo Gusto. West Ham go all the way back to the goalkeeper, who kicks long first time right-footed out towards his near side. Wan-Bissaka gets a flick on. Now can Bowen get on the end of it? Bowen against Gittins, and Gittins does well, actually. Stands strong and turns, plays the ball back to Sanchez. He really is a handful, Jarrod Bowen. And it's his goal that separates the sides here with 20 minutes played here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea have lost 3 times at home in the Premier League so far this season. Sunderland, Brighton and Villa have all come here and got the 3 points. Here's Badiashile. Square again to Chalobah, then back to Sanchez. It was an awkward one for Sanchez because it was bobbling a little bit, and Sanchez has just acted out of play over the far side under a little bit of, a minuscule, I would say, bit of pressure from Valentin Castellanos. But it was the ball initially from Badiashile, which was a poor one, and he's acknowledged that one as the Frenchman. West Ham United throw it on the halfway line down their right, looking for 3 Premier League wins on the trot, West Ham. And let's not forget what their run was like before these 3 wins in all competitions that they got. They'd gone 10 without a win. And they were in absolute freefall, weren't they, West Ham? Well, they went to what some are calling Dr. Tottenham. They went to North London and they got the 3 points, and they've not looked back since. And this would be huge if they could get 3 points at Chelsea, a ground where they never do well. Somerville, can he get in there? It's back to Sanchez before he can. Cleared out towards the far side for Chelsea. Cole Palmer brings it down. Cole Palmer loses possession. Oh, he gets lucky there. He does miscontrol it, but he was lucky for him that Moses Caicedo was onto it. Now Chelsea come over the halfway line with Alejandro Garnacho. Cuts in field. He's got 2 West Ham players around him, and he's lost possession again as the Argentinian. Well, that's poor play though down this near side by Matheus Fernandes to give the ball straight back to Chelsea, and then Chelsea gives it straight back to West Ham. Nobody wants to keep hold of it at the moment. And here again is Matheus Fernandes, and he goes back towards the far side and Todibo. Now it's Juff back to Todibo again, midway inside his own half, and it goes to Fernandes. 2 Fernandes on the field, of course. Enzo Fernandez, the Argentinian, number 8 for Chelsea. Matheus Fernandes, the Portuguese, number 18 for West Ham. Wan-Bissaka goes long. He goes too long. Bounces once, bounces twice, goes all the way through to Robert Sanchez, the Chelsea goalkeeper. Gusto over on the far side. Now it's Gittins. He loses possession. It's catching this, isn't it? Gusto helps him out though, wins the ball back for Chelsea. They'll go back towards the edge of their own 18-yard line. Now it's Badiashile. Low ball left-footed onto Garnacho. Loses possession. Oh, he gets lucky there, Garnacho. His touch was heavy, and Pablo was onto it, but his touch was even heavier, and it goes out of play. It's thrown to Chelsea on the halfway line down their left. We are midway through the first half here at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 0, West Ham United 1. And there's a little bit of concern for Liam Rosenior. Well, there's concern anyway because they're losing by a goal to 0, but there's more concern at the moment because Jamie Gittins is down. Seems to have picked up a knock. And, well, it gives the opportunity, one, for the trainer to come on, but it's also given the opportunity for Liam Rosenior to bring his players over towards this near side. He's got his notes out. He's old school, is Liam Rosenior. He's got pad and pen, which is good to see, not the tablet that you see so often these days. So just a reminder while we got this break in play of what's gone on in the Premier League so far today. Brighton 1, Everton 1, Leeds 0, Arsenal 4, Wolves 0, Bournemouth 2. Later on tonight, 8 p.m. kickoff at Anfield, Liverpool against Newcastle, so that's 6th versus 10th. But it's so close that if Newcastle were to win that game at Anfield, which happens very seldom, I don't have the stats to hand, but I know Newcastle have got an awful record at Anfield. And if they were to win that one, they would go above Liverpool. Chelsea at the moment would stay in 5th on 37 points, a point behind Manchester United. So Liverpool, with a win tonight, they would be able to leapfrog, depending on what happens here. If Chelsea do either lose or draw this game, Liverpool would be able to leapfrog both Chelsea and Manchester United into 4th place. Manchester United play Fulham tomorrow. And also tomorrow, Villa against Brentford. Villa will be looking to close that gap at the top to Arsenal back to 4 points, as will Manchester City, who play Arsenal's North London rivals Spurs at 4:30. And the other game tomorrow is Forest against Palace. Forest will be looking to move further clear of the bottom 3, and obviously they'll be hoping that West Ham drop points tonight. They won't be happy with this scoreline at the moment, with West Ham leading and potentially closing the gap to West Ham to just 2 points, as Chelsea lose possession on the edge of the West Ham penalty area. It bobbles back to Areola, and Areola clears long down the centre. Cushioned header though by Trevor Chalobah, all the way back to Sanchez, who bowls out quickly over towards the far side, and Gusto back in field to Badiashile. Now Gittins has come deep now. Gittins has come over towards this near side, and Cole Palmer has it over on the far side now. Goes back towards the edge of his own 18-yard line. 25 minutes played here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, West Ham United 1. The goal in the 7th minute from Jared Bowen, the West Ham captain. Here's Moses Caicedo, first time ball forward towards Delap. It's not going to find Delap though. And tidying up there for West Ham is Juff, who goes back to the goalkeeper. Takes one touch to take it towards his right hand side, and then kicks long right footed towards Jared Bowen, headed clear out towards this near side for Chelsea, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka will watch the ball go out of play, and it'll be a throw-in for West Ham, midway inside their own half, down their right-hand side. He's not had much to feed on thus far, the ex-Ipswich man Liam Delap leading the line tonight for West Ham United. And here is the change for Chelsea, because Jamie Gittins, unfortunately, well, I did say he'd gone down, and he's going to be replaced. Concern there for Chelsea. It was an opportunity, as I mentioned earlier, for Gittins. He's not getting many opportunities, and really unlucky for him, he gets an opportunity, and look what happens, he ends up getting injured. So Pedro Neto, the ex-Wolves man, has replaced him. Early change for Chelsea. West Ham have got a throw in deep inside the Chelsea half. Bowen is making a nuisance of himself over the far side. It's cleared towards the edge of the penalty area for Chelsea, but Souček picks it up and races out towards this right-hand side, and then goes down. He wants a free kick. He's pushed down by Enzo Fernandez, but there's not enough in it according to the referee. The ball goes off of Souček and out of play, and it's a throw-in for Chelsea, level with the edge of their own penalty area down their left-hand side. And Souček pleaded his innocence there, wanted the free kick. He went down very easily, to be fair, as soon as he felt the hand on the back from Enzo Fernandez. Sanchez kicks long for Chelsea. Cleared by Fernandez for West Ham, but Chelsea pick it up again through Caicedo onto Cole Palmer, out towards the far side. Cross comes in from Gusto, right-footed towards the far post. Aaron Wan-Bissaka's underneath it, and Garnacho can't control it, and that means Jared Bowen is going to clear up for West Ham. He clears long, and it's come off of Badiashile in the end. It's a throw-in for West Ham. Good work from Jared Bowen back there in the right-back position, clearing up for West Ham United, who have this throw-in down their right-hand side, just shy of the halfway line. Liam Rosenior continues to put pen to paper on the touchline as Wan-Bissaka takes this throw-in. Chelsea have cleared it, and Cole Palmer goes back towards the edge of his own penalty area. Chalobah back to Sanchez, right-hand side of the D. Under pressure from Pablo, has to kick long down the centre, and Delap can't hold it up. Juff goes back to Areola. In all yellow this evening, the West Ham United Frenchman, as he gets the ball back immediately from Mavropanos, the ex-Arsenal defender. West Ham then go long down the left-hand side. It's certainly one to chase, and chasing after it down that left-hand side is Pablo, but it's gone out of play, and it will be a throw into Chelsea midway inside their own half down their right-hand side. Anthony Taylor just ensuring this throw-in is taken at the right place, and in the end it is taken by Gusto. Back it goes towards Robert Sanchez just outside the D, touches it off to Badiashile. Back it goes to Chalobah now. Chalobah over towards the far side, just shy of the halfway line for Chelsea is Cole Palmer. Linked with Manchester United this week. Oh, that's really poor from Chelsea again, given away by down this near side. And it was Hato in the end, but it came to nothing. And cleared along by West Ham United. It's gone all the way through to Sanchez. Hato playing down this left-hand side for Chelsea. Touched off by Fernandez. Back to Chalobah. Chalobah brings it forward towards the halfway line and then pokes it out towards the far touchline. Back in field it goes immediately. So Neto now over on that far side for Chelsea. So Garnacho still down the left-hand side. Palmer just off of Delap. And good work has come down the left-hand side, actually, with link-up play between Garnacho and Enzo Fernandez, who quite often makes his way out towards this left-hand side for Chelsea. That's exactly what he's doing now, actually. Is Hato, gets the ball from Hato, a little bit of space for the Argentinian now. He's got Garnacho on the outside, finds him, level with the edge of the penalty area. Two West Ham players around him, has to retreat back towards the halfway line and goes back to Hato in the end. Infield towards the centre circle. Now Moses Caicedo, forward to Liam Delap. Nice hold-up play by him. Goes out to Garnacho, left-hand side of the penalty area. Down towards the byline he goes. Tries to get the ball into the box. And it's blocked by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. It's gone out for a throw-in right next to the corner flag for Chelsea. We've played half an hour here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, West Ham United 1. Jared Bowen with his 8th goal of the season in the 7th minute to give West Ham this lead. Chelsea take the throw in. Casado, now Enzo Fernandez. About 35 yards from goal, goes back centrally towards Chalobah. Now Gusto leaves it for Cole Palmer. Closed down by Somerville, goes out towards Neto over on the far side, hugging the touchline. Poked clear initially by Diouf, but it's still Neto who has it. Now Gusto, and then Cole Palmer makes his way out towards that far side. Back in field to Gusto. Chelsea got so many players forward here. Eventually comes out to Garnacho, left-hand side of the penalty area. 2 West Ham players around him. And again, it's brilliant work from Jared Bowen. And, well, I spoke a little bit too soon there because he won the ball back and then lost it again. Now, can Chelsea take advantage of that little bit of sloppiness from the West Ham captain? Casado tries to get a shot away. Did it take a deflection? No, it didn't. And it's behind. And it's a goal kick for West Ham United. 32 minutes played here at Stamford Bridge. Casado just found a little bit of space inside that West Ham penalty area. He just went for a right-footed curler towards the far post. He got it all wrong in the end, the Ecuadorian, and it was probably as close to the corner flag as it was the goal when it went wide. So goal kick, just touched off by Todibo, back to Areola, and Areola goes out to Mavropanos, right-hand side of his penalty area. Goes long, the Greek. And he's gone too long, and it goes all the way through to Robert Sanchez. He was looking for the run of Valentin Castellanos. Bowls it out to Gusto. Now Neto over on the far side, just shy of the halfway line. Cuts inside, Diouf. Finds Cole Palmer. Lovely first touch by the England international. Goes back out towards that far side, and Gusto just overruns it slightly. Gets lucky to find Neto down that far side. And then eventually the ball comes off of Neto, who's not happy with the decision at all. Absolutely barking at the referee's assistant over on the far side, the ex-Wolves man. But it's a throw-in for West Ham United in their left-back position, and it'll be taken by Diouf. Down the line it goes, cleared by Souček towards the halfway line, beautifully brought down by Crescenzio Somerville, but his second touch is not particularly, certainly doesn't match the first, let's put it that way. Gives possession back to Chelsea, who work it out towards the left, the inside left position, and Garnacho. Ahead of him is Enzo Fernandez now, level with the edge of the penalty area. Back it goes to Garnacho again. And now it's Hato inside the centre circle for Badiashile, who finds Trevor Chalobah. Now Neto's going to have another go at Diouf over on that far side. He's almost level with the edge of the penalty area. Infield to Casado. Casado's closed down immediately by Castellanos. Has to go back to Chalobah. Now Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer, low ball out towards Garnacho. Left-hand corner of the penalty area. There's the cross. That's not a particularly good one, and it's put behind for a corner. I think, to be fair, Diouf maybe could have looked behind him and saw there wasn't a lot coming, and it might well have just gone behind for a goal kick, but it's gone behind for a Chelsea corner. And it's going to be taken by Neto, left-footed in-swinger, in front of the shed end here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea looking for an equaliser here. In comes the corner, headed clear towards the edge of the penalty. The ball is still up in the air. It's headed back towards the edge of the 6-yard area, and in the end West Ham do get it clear. Fernandez now. Lovely work by Pablo, actually, out towards his near side. And they're a little bit stretched here, Chelsea, as Wan-Bissaka comes over the halfway line. He's now on the edge of the penalty area, looking to take on Garnacho. What a cross as well. Oh, just ahead of Castellanos. It'll be retrieved by Pablo, though, over on the far side. West Ham continue with the attack. He goes down the line, though. Diouf. And then Fernandez. There, Fernandez. Mateus. Inside the centre circle. Mavropanos now right inside of the centre circle. Goes back to Fernandez inside the centre circle. It was a delicious cross by Wan-Bissaka, by the way. Just couldn't get there in time, Castellanos. Jared Bowen, first time ball back out to Wan-Bissaka, who's enjoying himself down this right side. It's another lovely ball as well towards the right side of the penalty area. Cross comes in low towards the edge of the 6-yard area and cleared for Chelsea by Badiashile. The ball is up in the air just on the edge of the Chelsea penalty area, and Hato volleys it clear over the head. Mavropanos with a towering header back towards the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Another header clear for Chelsea, and then Mavropanos on the volley goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. 10 minutes to half time here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 0, West Ham 1. Areola thought about kicking long, but just plays the short pass in the end to Mavropanos. Now Wan-Bissaka. Well, Mavropanos just needlessly is brought down there by Liam Delap off the ball. It's another one of those ones that the referee could have carried on because West Ham had possession, but I just think he wants a word with Liam Delap. I don't think it's going to be a yellow, but it's going to be a warning. It's going to be a ticking off for the Chelsea number 9. Avrapanos to take the free kick. Goes back to Todibo. That's Fernandez. Fernandez is going to go long, left-footed, looks out towards the near side. Jarrod Bowen brings the ball down beautifully, level with the edge of the Chelsea penalty area. And now Wan-Bissaka, can he cut this ball back? He can. Is there anyone for Chelsea to get the goal? They've gone 2-0 up, and it's Crescencio Somerville with a first-time finish on the edge of the penalty area. And yet again, West Ham creating all the difficulties for Chelsea down this right-hand side. It's brilliant link-up play once more between captain Jarrod Bowen and Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He cut the ball back, and there arriving at the last minute was Crescencio Somerville, and the ex-Leeds United man, right-footed, expertly dispatched that beyond Robert Sanchez, and they are in dreamland here at West Ham United, here at Stamford Bridge in this first half. In the 36th minute, Crescencio Somerville makes it Chelsea 0, West Ham United 2. Brilliant goal for Chelsea, for West Ham, and Chelsea in real trouble here now. It was a long ball looped up towards this near side. Jarrod Bowen brings it down beautifully, plays in Wan-Bissaka down towards the byline, cuts it back towards the edge of the penalty area, and he gets there just ahead of Marlo Gusto, and then right-footed, he drills it beyond Sanchez. He got fingertips to it, the Spanish goalkeeper. He couldn't keep it out though. It's an assist for Wan-Bissaka. It's a goal for Crescencio Somerville, and West Ham have been excellent in this first half. They really have, and maybe, just maybe, these recent wins are not a flash in the pan. This could well be the start of something for Nuno Espirito Santo. They lead Chelsea, who've won 5 of their last 6 in all competitions, let's not forget, since Rossinia came in, by 2-0, and it's a long way back here for Chelsea. They're not going to come back to keep giving the ball away like they just did then. This time it was Enzo Fernandez giving it away. They have won it back though. Here's Cole Palmer. Goes out towards Pedro Neto over on that far side. Again looking to take on Diouf. He does take on Diouf, and then I think he's brought him down inside the penalty area as well, the referee's allowed play to continue. Neto stayed down holding his face. It's one of those ones. He's going to get up any second. And don't fall for it, people, because, well, Anthony Taylor has fallen for it. I can tell you there is absolutely nothing wrong with Pedro Neto. He will be back on his feet in seconds. I'm looking at a replay of it now. Well, it's interesting because the place where he did actually catch a bit of a flailing arm from Diouf inside the penalty. I'll give him that. But the place where he put his hand on his face to say that he was hurt was not the same place where the flailing arm was. I mean, we see this every single week, don't we? With players going down like this with these supposed head injuries. And I know it's safety first. I know we've got to take precautions. But I'm sorry, but I'm going to be straight to the point here. Pedro Neto is play acting because he wanted a penalty. It's as simple as that. And we see it every single week in the Premier League. Neto's got the trainer on. I don't know why the trainer's come on, because there's nothing wrong with him. It's all part of the show, isn't it? It's all part of the performance, really, it is. And the performance thus far in this game at Stamford Bridge has all been about West Ham United. They've been excellent in this first half. They lead by 2-0. Jarrod Bowen with the first, Crescencio Somerville with the second, and they're cruising, to be fair. And Chelsea have created very little. I can't really think of anything they've created. They had a couple of shots that were blocked. Other than that, very, very little. And this could hurt Chelsea's Champions League hopes, of course. If they lose this game, they'll remain in 5th on, and it does look likely again that the 5th place is going to be good enough for a Champions League place. Pedro Neto's got back on his feet, trains off, and he's walking over towards the far side, just still holding his face. Who's he doing that for? Absolutely no idea. Long ball forward for West Ham, and Castellanos gets a flick on, and it goes all the way through to Robert Sanchez. So Chelsea will be in 5th if they lose this game on 37, but obviously Liverpool are playing later tonight. A win for Liverpool puts them above both Chelsea and Manchester United, back into 4th for the champions, who also qualified, of course, for the last 16 of the Champions League in midweek. They had a very, very routine victory at Anfield. As Sanchez goes long, looking for Garnacho, header clear from Wan-Bissaka. I mean, Wan-Bissaka's got to be in contention for player of the first half. He's been excellent down this right-hand side for West Ham. His link-up play, that's a foul by Casado, by the way, on Fernandez. Free kick to West Ham. It's a brilliant link-up play between himself and Jarrod Bowen. And Somerville, of course, who's playing on the opposite flank, hasn't had so much luck, but my goodness, did he take his goal well? And he really did. And Chelsea have already got the likes of João Pedro and Andre Santos warming up on the touchline. And the West Ham fans are enjoying themselves. Just a reminder, they've won one of their last 19 games here at Stamford Bridge. They don't win at Stamford Bridge. They just don't. They've got an awful record here, West Ham. And they must be in dreamland at the moment, their fans. Free kick to West Ham, 4 minutes to half-time. Areola goes long towards the edge of the penalty area. There's the header cleared by Badiashile. West Ham pick up the pieces, though, and Wan-Bissaka loops it towards the edge of the penalty area. Cleared by Chelsea. Fernandez's touch then is a little bit heavy. Cole Palmer wins it back then for Chelsea and then loses it immediately. Gives it straight back to Wan-Bissaka, who goes long but goes too long, and it goes all the way through to Robert Sanchez. Sanchez wastes no time at all in bowling this one out to Chalobah. They need something before half-time, don't they, Chelsea? Chalobah's going to go long. Oh, my goodness me, he goes well too long. Just drills it down the centre, and it goes all the way through to Alphonse Areola, the West Ham goalkeeper, who hasn't been... The only trouble he's had, really, Areola, with the two corners, two really good corners from Enzo Fernandez, right above the goalkeeper. You can almost call them sort of Arsenal-type corners, and he dealt with them really well, actually, as West Ham go long again down their favoured right-hand side. Here's Bowen. Bowen goes on to Souček, and it goes towards the near side. Souček's continued his run. They're in again here, West Ham. Low ball in, and there's nobody there on this occasion to get on the end of it. Good delivery from Souček, and on this occasion, there wasn't the likes of Crescenzio Somerville there to apply the finishing touches. Otherwise, it could have been 3-0 to West Ham. Chelsea now coming forward themselves. Over the halfway line it goes to Garnacho down this near side again, looking to have a run at Wan-Bissaka. He's not got any change out of that duel so far, so he just pokes it in field to Enzo Fernandez. Ball on his right foot, goes square to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer just outside the penalty area, wants a free kick, and he's going to get one. And that was Pablo. He was too keen there, the Brazilian. And it's a really good opportunity. We've already seen a free kick from a similar position, of course, in this first half for Chelsea. And Cole Palmer, well, he got it on target, but he didn't trouble Alphonse Areola. He's going to fancy another go, although, having said that, maybe Enzo Fernandez might fancy this one. This will be interesting. We've just got a couple of minutes to half-time. And we're just having a look, actually, just on the monitor, just having a look at RefCam, as he was right in front of Enzo Fernandez and Cole Palmer. And now he's arranging the West Ham wall, ensuring that the wall is back 10 yards, puts the spray down. So it's 30 yards from goal. It's just to right of centre. Again, I think it would suit the left footer, so I wouldn't be surprised again if it's Cole Palmer, but Enzo Fernandez might just say, well, you had the one earlier, let me have a go. Because the Argentinian, who's wearing the captain's armband for Chelsea, is there as well. I think this is going to be an Enzo Fernandez attempt. See if he can do better than Cole Palmer did earlier. Anthony Taylor not happy again with the wall. He's gone back towards the edge of the penalty area, and he's happy enough now. Just had a little word with Matheus Fernandes. And I think it's going to be his namesake to take this one, Enzo Fernandez. Just over a minute to half-time. Chelsea 0, West Ham 2. They could do with something, couldn't they, before half-time, Chelsea, to give them impetus for the second half. Enzo Fernandez steps up and can't beat the wall. Comes back to Cole Palmer. Well, Cole Palmer's attempt was better. At least Cole Palmer's was on time. It beat the wall, didn't it? Got up and over. Cross comes in from the far side by Neto. Towards Delat. Juff will get the header clear for West Ham out towards the far side. Gusto's there. He wants a free kick. He's gone down dramatically. He's not going to get the free kick. And West Ham can bring it clear. They might have a break on here, West Ham. Over the halfway line comes Somerville. He's got Castells ahead of him. He wants to do it all himself here. Crescenzio Somerville does. Gets the shot in. Takes the deflection. Goes behind. Corner to West Ham. Well, he had Castellanos ahead of him, but he wanted to do it all himself. And that's the confidence that's running through the veins of the ex-Leeds United man after that goal. It was a lovely flick by Jarrod Bowen to set him free, by the way. He's racing clear. He's got the pace as well, Somerville. He really has. Cole Palmer tries to get back at him and can't lay a glove on him. And in the end, the shot comes in, takes the deflection, goes behind. And West Ham have their first corner of the evening. And it's just as we step into stoppage time. I can't imagine there'll be a great deal. There was that injury, obviously, to Jamie Gittins, which resulted in that change for Chelsea. But that didn't really... Didn't feel like there was a great deal of stoppage time for that. Somerville to take the corner for West Ham. In it comes. Headed clear for Chelsea. West Ham will pick up the piece over the south side with Gusto, with the Juff, I should say, finds Somerville. And then in the end, Chelsea push West Ham back towards the halfway. But there's 5 minutes of stoppage time. Don't ask me where that's come from, but we're into the first of those now. as the ball is loose down this near side, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka has been so impressive for West Ham, has come away with it. He's got Bowen outside him, pokes it out to Bowen, level with the edge of the penalty area. Wan-Bissaka's continued his run down towards the byline, but it's still Jarrod Bowen. He's inside the penalty area. He goes down to the byline, cuts it back, cleared at the near post by Badia Shiel, wins the ball back inside the penalty area, then goes down, and at the near post, shot comes in, oh my goodness, across the 6-yard area from Castellanos. Just needed a touch and it was 3-0, cleared by Chelsea, but West Ham are all over Chelsea at the moment. Bowen, right inside of the penalty area. They want a third before half-time here, West Ham. Poked in towards Castellanos with a cheeky back heel back towards Bowen's not going to find him. And Chelsea clear long towards the halfway line, and Mavropanos has it. On it goes to Fernandes. They want a third before half-time here, West Ham. They want the game done and dusted, don't they, in this first half. Wan-Bissaka. Bowen. Bowen retreating. Back towards the halfway line it goes. Fernandes. 1-2 between himself and Mavropanos. Now it's Todibo inside the centre circle, finds Diouf over on that far side. They've been excellent in this first half, West Ham, they really have. Here's Mavropanos. They certainly don't look like a side that are going to go down. Mavropanos flicked on out towards this near side, scampering down towards the right side of the penalty area. Pablo. Pablo, can he cut this one back? Oh, he's just overran it slightly and it'll go behind for a goal kick. It was the right idea from the Brazilian. 2 minutes of stoppage time play, just the 3 to go. And how close were West Ham to go 3 up? It was played across the 6-yard area. It's actually a really good bit of defending by Chalobah, because there was a tap in at the far post, I think, for, it might well have been Somerville again actually, and it would have been 3, and it would have been curtains, you'd feel, at half-time, even at half-time with Chelsea 3 down. Gusto has the ball over on the far side, leaves it for Neto. Neto plays it back inside his own half to Trevor Chalobah. Now Hato goes low, left-footed out towards Garnacho. Garnacho has just been unable to make an impression against Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's seen plenty of the ball, Garnacho, he really has. And Chelsea obviously on the alternative flank, making that change with that injury for Jamie Gittins, bringing on Pedro Neto, who has possession over on the far side. He's got 2 West Ham players around him. Let's go all the way back towards the halfway line. Now Hato again. Back out to Garnacho. He fancies another go, does he? No, he goes back towards Hato again. Just the easier pass, the easy option. Casado leaves it for Enzo Fernandez in the inside left position for Chelsea. Goes down, wants a free kick, gets a free kick about 40 or so yards from goal to left of centre. We've played 3 minutes of stoppage time. 2 to go. Kind of interesting to see what sort of changes, or whether Liam Messina does make immediate changes at half-time, whether this Chelsea team comes out with the same 11 that they go in at half-time with. Remains to be seen. There were only 4 that remained from the midweek game. Enzo Fernandez now clips the ball in right-footed. Headed clear by Mavropanos, and a further header clear, and West Ham are on their way. They might have a break on again here if they play this right, West Ham. Fernandez, Wan-Bissaka, brilliant work by him again. And now Crescencio Somerville, that's going to be a free kick, is it? Well, the referee's allowed play to continue because West Ham have possession anyway. On it goes over the halfway line. Fernandez loses it. Good work by Hato to win the ball back for Chelsea. They might have one opportunity just to half this deficit before half-time, and it's Cole Palmer over on the far side. Neto's continued his run down that side, and in the end it's just overrun by Cole Palmer. Just hasn't quite been able to show the sort of form that he's shown the previous couple of years for Chelsea, as West Ham win a free kick, and I think that'll be that for the first half. It's the foul, which is by Chalobah. Free kick then to West Ham. They go inside their own half, and I think that'll be it for the first half. 2 goals for West Ham then. Jarrod Bowen, after 7 minutes, curling in a cross from this near side, which was meant for Castellanos. It didn't reach Castellanos. He couldn't get his foot to it. It didn't matter. It went into the net anyway. 1-0. And then Crescencio Somerville, lovely move from West Ham down the right-hand side. Ball cut back by Aaron Wan-Bissaka, and there arriving on the edge of the penalty area was Crescencio Somerville with the finish to give West Ham a 2-0 lead as they go long towards the edge of the Chelsea penalty area, but that will be cleared by Chelsea, who lose possession again. One last chance for West Ham to get a third. Wan-Bissaka inside the penalty area. Oh, and good defending in the end by Hato, just as he tried to cut it back. I think he could have gone for goal actually there. Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Just looking at a replay, just tries to cut it back, and Hato comes sliding in to put the ball behind for a corner. There might just be time to take it. Jared Bowen puts the ball down. Last pickings of this first half, a joyous first half for the travelling fans who've made their way across London from east to west. Bowen then with this corner. In it comes. Headed clear towards the edge of the penalty area, and I think that'll be it for the first half. There goes the half-time whistle, and it's definitely advantage East London in this London derby here at Stamford Bridge. Half-time, Chelsea 0, West Ham United 2. We'll be back in 15 minutes for the second half. at Stamford Bridge, half-time in the Premier League, the tea-time kick-off this Saturday. Chelsea 0, West Ham United 2. Excellent first half for the Hammers. Goals from Jarrod Bowen and Crescencio Somerville. And West Ham very much in control at the moment. A Chelsea side who have seen plenty of possession but done very, very little with it. Got a change to tell you about. Chelsea have brought on the man who got them through to the Champions League last 16 automatically in the week with those big goals against Napoli. João Pedro has come on, and it looks like, I'm just trying to see which players come off and get confirmation of it in a second, but certainly a Chelsea change because I can see João Pedro is on. Delap is still on. It could be Garnacho that's been sacrificed. Actually, I can't see him over on the far side. And I think it is the Argentinian who was having a real battle in the first half with Aaron Wan-Bissaka and came off second best on both occasions. And in fact, as I've just been given the confirmation of the changes, that it's more than one change for Chelsea. It's a real roll of the dice actually from Liam Rossinio at half-time. And it's 3 changes because Cucurella has come on for Hato. So that's the first change, Marc Cucurella. João Pedro is indeed on for Garnacho. And Wesley Fofana has also come on for Chelsea. The man who turned 25 this month is on in place of Badiashile. And remember, Chelsea had already made a change in the first half because Jamie Gittins had to come off with an injury. So they've already made 4 changes now, Chelsea. West Ham are as they were at the start of play. And why wouldn't they be? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They were superb in the first half. So Sanchez in goal for Chelsea. They've now got a back 4 that includes Cucurella and Fofana, as well as Chalobah and Gusto. Caicedo and Fernandes both still there. João Pedro now on, Cole Palmer, Gittins replaced by Pedro Neto in the first half, and Liam Delap leading the line for West Ham United. I'll just break off a minute because they're coming forward at the moment, and that'll be a free kick just outside the centre circle for a foul on Valentin Castellanos, who's done well this afternoon. So West Ham, Areola in goal, back 4 from left to right, Diouf, Todibo, Mavropanos and Wan-Bissaka. Then Fernandes and Souček in midfield behind Somerville, Pablo and Bowen. Castellanos leading the line. On the benches for Chelsea, well, they brought 4 of them on already. They've still got Aguiapong, Andre Santos, Gueye, Reece James and Charman Lowe. And for West Ham, Hermansen, Kante, Kilman, Magassa, Potts, Skulls, Traore, Walker-Peters and Callum Wilson. Our referee is Anthony Taylor. Chelsea are in the home strip. The royal blue shirts and shorts, white socks, claret and blue shirts and socks for West Ham with the white shorts. Wan-Bissaka over the halfway line he comes. He's had an excellent match, he really has, as he advances now. Then he goes back towards the halfway line of Fernandes forward to Somerville. Somerville goes for the 1-2, comes back to Fernandes. There's the shot, pushed clear by the goalkeeper. Good save by Sanchez. Could have been 3-0 to West Ham. Falls for Diouf. Low ball into the box and nearly there, connecting at the near post was, I think, Fernandes. Chelsea have got it clear, and Cole Palmer draws the foul down this near side. Free kick to Chelsea in their right back position, and West Ham so close to going 3 up at the start of the second half. Fernandes with the shot, right-footed, edge of the penalty. I think it's a save you'd expect. Sanchez just a little bit too close to the Spanish goalkeeper, a little bit wider inside the post, and it's 3-0 to West Ham. It's a good effort by the Portuguese, but one you'd expect the goalkeeper Robert Sanchez to make, but an early warning shot there for Chelsea after making those changes at half-time with the likes of João Pedro coming on. That West Ham are here and they mean business tonight here at Stamford Bridge, a stadium that they've got an awful record against. They've won 1 of the last 19 visits to Stamford Bridge, and it's going to take something Herculean really from Chelsea in this second half. Well, there's nothing to suggest that there's going to be a comeback from Chelsea, judging by their first half performance, but I guess they can't be any worse than they were in the first half. West Ham excellent, particularly down their right hand side. Jarrod Bowen, Wan-Bissaka, as Areola goes long, right footed. Well, that looked like a pull on the shirt, and that's going to be a yellow card as well, I would have thought, isn't it? It's Fofana with a pull on Castellanos. It's going to be a free kick to West Ham. I'm quite surprised he's not been booked for that one, to be honest. Just a long ball down the centre, and Castellanos turns him, gets ahead of him, gets goal side of him, and he just pulls him down. I mean, I guess the only thing is it is all of about 40 yards from goal. I think it was closer to goal. It's almost certainly a yellow card. So, free kick to West Ham. 5 minutes played at the start of the second half. Chelsea 0, West Ham 2. And West Ham heading towards their 4th win in a row in all competitions. 3 of those in the Premier League. After wins against Spurs and Sunderland. This free kick then, all about 35 plus yards out, probably more like 40 yards out, just to left of centre. And Matheus Fernandes, his right foot, he had that shot some moments ago, which was parried by Robert Sanchez, is going to take it. Plays one low in towards Jared Bowen, and he hits it straight at the goalkeeper. Should have been 3-0. Really well worked free kick from Chelsea. Just played it low towards Bowen, who spun the defender. Got the shot in from about 7-8 yards in. He should score, really, Bowen. And he's hit it straight at Robert Sanchez. And that's 2 big opportunities that West Ham have had at the start of this second to make it 3-0 and almost certainly put this game to bed. They're living dangerously here. Looking at a replay of it, actually Bowen would have been offside. So if he had beaten Robert Sanchez, which he still should have, to be fair, rather than hit it straight at him, it would have been disallowed. Just spins Wesley Fofana, and then from the left-hand corner of the 6-yard area, tries to play it across Robert Sanchez, but hits him straight in the chest. And Chelsea survived as they play this free kick long. João Pedro trying to get his first touch. He's not going to get on that one, but it will be a throw-in because Mavropanos couldn't keep it in. So throw-in for Chelsea, level with the edge of their own penalty area down their right-hand side. It's going to be taken by Malo Gusto. Gusto finds João Pedro, wants a free kick, just goes down far too easily in the end there, the Brazilian wanting a free kick. He's not going to get it, and Chelsea can bring it clear with Fernandes. He'll break kindly for Somerville, scorer of the second West Ham goal. Pokes it down the line towards Castellanos. He's not going to get on the end of it though, and Fofana pokes it back to Sanchez. Sanchez clears long. It's a really poor clearance by the goalkeeper, straight to a West Ham player in the form of Fernandes. He's dispossessed though by Caicedo, goes back to Gusto, and then Fofana. Now it's Enzo Fernandez. He needs a real captain's performance, doesn't he, in this second half. He's going to haul Chelsea back into this game and prevent them losing their second game under Liam Rossini. The first was at Stamford Bridge as well, of course, in the League Cup semi-final against Chelsea. Hasn't lost an away game yet. Marc Cucurella now off the bench, brings it over the halfway line for Chelsea. Goes back to Caicedo. Leaves it for Chalobah. Now Enzo Fernandez again, spreads play out towards this near side. Cole Palmer, he's not had a lot of luck so far this afternoon. He's not had any luck there because he's lost the ball as Somerville brings it over the halfway line. What a lovely skill by the ex-Leeds man as well. And then he draws the foul. Free kick to Chelsea, free kick to West Ham, I should say, left of the centre circle. Foul by João Pedro, who pleads his innocence with the referee. He was just too hot. It was Enzo Fernandez actually with the foul, and then João Pedro, I think the referee allowed play to continue because he sort of rode that challenge, and then he couldn't ride the João Pedro one because he just sort of clattered into him, into his left-hand side. And he's down on the ground at the moment, just being helped to his feet, the Dutchman. He's been another of the standout performers for Nuno Espirito Santo today. West Ham take a quick free kick, and it's too quick for their own good in the end as they try and play it through towards the edge of the penalty area towards Castellanos. It's too long, and Gusto plays it back to Sanchez. Chelsea work it from right to left across their own 18-yard line. And Enzo Fernandez, out it goes towards the far side. Challenge comes in, West Ham win the ball back. Here's Jared Bowen. Bowen just cuts back centrally and then draws the foul. That'll be a free kick to West Ham. Will it? No, it won't. The referee's allowed play to continue. He's allowed that one to go. Bowen's remained down, injured. He's allowed quite a bit to go this evening, actually, as Anthony Taylor. And on most occasions, I've agreed with him, actually. Here's Cucurella, left-hand side of the penalty area, goes for the 1-2 between himself and João Pedro. João Pedro just settles him a little bit short, and Thomas Souček can clear for West Ham from their right-back position. Goes back to Wan-Bissaka, and Wan-Bissaka loses possession, but Chelsea immediately gift it back to West Ham, and then they concede the free kick. Cucurella this time on Valentine. Castellanos, free kick to West Ham in their right-back position. And West Ham, as it stands with these 3 points that they're looking, these priceless 3 points they're looking to gain here at Stamford Bridge. They'd still be in the bottom 3, but they'd be to within 2 points of Nottingham Forest and 3 points behind Leeds United. Nottingham Forest don't play till tomorrow, but they do have a rather favourable, you could say, game against Crystal Palace, the way they're playing. They really are as far as form goes, the out of form team, if that's a phrase, in the Premier League. Flag up over on the far side. Castellanos is offside as the ball bounces down towards him. Free kick to Chelsea, just outside their own penalty area. And Neto goes back to Chalobah, now Fofana. Ringing the changes, Liam Rosina clearly not happy with what he saw in the first half. He rang the changes anyway at start of play. A much changed Chelsea lineup. No Esteval today, out for personal reasons, not even on the bench. Ball forward to Cole Palmer, manages to get it back towards the left-hand side of the centre circle, but then it's overrun by João Pedro. Chelsea win it back immediately though. Good work by Enzo Fernandez. Cucurella with the low ball into the box, and I think Delat got the slightest touch on it, but couldn't divert it towards goal, and it goes behind for a goal kick. Well, Chelsea initially lost the ball. João Pedro, Enzo Fernandez wins it back, straight out to Cucurella. Cucurella low ball in left-footed, and indeed, about 8 yards out, he just got a little flick on it, Liam Delat, to send it towards the far post, but it's well wide of the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper's left-hand post, and it's behind for a goal kick to West Ham United, who made no changes at half-time. And they didn't need to, did they, with that first half performance? As they go long, little flick on towards Bowen. Bowen over the top towards Crescenzio Somerville. Cucurella hashes it clear towards the halfway line. Might fall kindly here for Chelsea, it does. Cole Palmer now, down this near side. And then a loose one infield towards Delat. I can see what he was trying to do there, Cole Palmer, but it didn't work out for him. He just played it straight to Todibo, and West Ham can bring it clear. Fernandez goes long. I think he's gone too long, though, there, the Portuguese. Indeed he has. Bounces once and goes all the way through to Sanchez, who bowls out to Fofana. Chelsea looking to get on with proceedings. They need a goal back. They might start feeling the pressure and the nerves then, because they don't feel any at the moment. They don't look like a team that are going to crumble here, West Ham. There's still plenty of time. Enzo Fernandez over on the far side, goes low back towards the centre circle, and Moses Caicedo goes square to his right. Fofana advancing towards the edge of the penalty, has just opened up for him a little bit, gets the cross in, there's the header, and Chelsea have got one back, and it's that man João Pedro who heads in at the far post in the 57th minute, and suddenly this game has a different complexion. It's suddenly opened up for Wesley Fofana, and he got the cross in towards the far post. I thought initially he might possibly have put a little bit too much on his cross, but no, there arrived the substitute João Pedro, and it's just the slightest of touches just to head it down into the ground. He didn't need to get much on it, really. He gets there ahead of Mavropanos, heads it down from back where it came, and it's into the net, and Chelsea are back in this game at Stamford Bridge. Just what they needed in the early stages of the second half. It's now Chelsea 1, I should say, West Ham United 2, and it's João Pedro in the 57th minute. It's his 10th goal of the season in all competitions, and that now makes him out on top as the top Chelsea goal scorer in all competitions, one ahead of Enzo Fernandez, who he was level with going into this game after his 2 goals in midweek. Well, a little bit of a surprise not to see him start tonight. He's come on at half-time, and he's made his impression felt immediately, and this game has got a whole different feel to it now as Chelsea go long. That's dealt with though, headed clear by Mavropanos, and then Wan-Bissaka's brought down by João Pedro over on the far side. That'll be a free kick to West Ham. And just need to take the sting out of the game a little bit here. West Ham, they were cruising, as I mentioned, just a minute or two before the goal, under no pressure whatsoever. Had a couple of chances at the start of the second half to get a third. Remember that shot from Fernandez, edge of the penalty area, the Jared Bowen effort that hit the goalkeeper. And that's the first real opportunity that Chelsea have had, and they've taken it. And they're right back in this game, and we've not even reached the hour mark as Fofana comes forward again. It was he who created that goal for João Pedro with that lovely cross towards the far post. Cole Palmer goes down under the challenge of Juve, wants the free kick, doesn't get it. West Ham bring it away. They gift it straight back to Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez, 35 yards from goal. On it goes to João Pedro, slips one through towards Liam Delap, but it's got too much on it, and in the end it's just shepherded out of play. Good work actually by Jean-Claire Todibo, and it's a goal kick for West Ham United. We are reaching the hour mark here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, West Ham United 2. Chelsea trying to prevent their fourth home defeat of the season in the Premier League. Sunderland, Brighton and Villa have all come here and got 3 points as West Ham go long from the right back position, aiming for Jared Bowen, but that'll be cleared by Chalobah. Now Caicedo, first time ball forward by Cole Palmer. It's a good one as well, looped over the top towards Liam Delap, left hand side of the penalty area, and then he overruns it, cleared by West Ham, straight to Enzo Fernandez, square to his right, and Cole Palmer as he, oh dearie me, I thought he was going to line up a shot, and in the end it's just a poor pass into the penalty area, which is cleared long by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. But suddenly West Ham are retreating, and Chelsea look like a team who are very, very capable of getting at least a point here tonight. Still trailing though by 2-1. Pedro Neto just over the halfway line, left of the centre circle, goes back to Caicedo, square to Fofana. Two of the substitutes that came on half-time linking up together for that goal. The assist from Wesley Fofana, the header and the goal from João Pedro. Cucurella also on at half-time in a triple change. Here come Chelsea again. Liam Delap back to goal, loops one out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. There's Cucurella, infield to Neto. Neto gets the cross in, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka heads it clear and out towards this near side, and it's going to go behind for a corner because Valentin Castellanos can't keep it in. Chelsea's fifth corner of the evening. And rushing across to take this one is Pedro Neto. They are rushing proceedings at the moment, Chelsea. They feel there's plenty for them still in this game with just over 28 minutes left for play. Trailing by 1-2. And it comes. Punch clear again towards the edge of the penalty. That's more good defensive work. And further clear by Todibo. Cucurella heads it back towards the edge of the penalty area. Straight to Wan-Bissaka, and he clears long for West Ham. Flicked on by Somerville, but that's straight to Gusto. Goes back to the goalkeeper. Just inside the D. Low out to Chalobah. Leaves it for Caicedo. And Caicedo curls one out towards this near side, and Gusto just over the halfway line. Leaves it for Pedro Neto. Infield to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer evades one challenge. Can he evade two? No, but it falls kindly for Neto. But no, the referee, that's really poor refereeing from Anthony Taylor. He holds his hands up and apologises, but Chelsea were in a really decent position there. And he's given the free kick rather than the advantage, but Chelsea have taken a quick free kick. Gusto gets the cross in from the right-hand side. West Ham will get it clear. Castellanos over on the far side, pokes it back towards the West Ham left-back position to Aaron Wan-Bissaka. He's got Cucurella over there, and it just goes long down the line. Just about kept in play, but West Ham win it back, only momentarily though. Now Cole Palmer, 35 yards from goal, ball on his left foot. Goes low out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Mark Cucurella. Cucurella, so many Chelsea shirts inside that penalty area, but good defensive work from Aaron Wan-Bissaka to prevent that ball from coming in. He has put it behind though for a Chelsea corner over the far side. Cucurella takes the quick one, goes short. Cole Palmer. Back to Gusto. Left it for Neto. Back in field again to Gusto. Gusto ball on his right foot, goes square to Caicedo. Caicedo's going to have a shot! Oh, brilliant save by Areola. Right-footed shot into towards the top corner, and Areola pokes out the right arm and puts it behind for a Chelsea corner, which they've taken already. Neto gets the cross in. And there's the header clear by Fernandez out towards the far side, and suddenly Chelsea are all over West Ham. Here they come again, low ball in towards the box. Will it be another corner? No, it's good work actually by Mavropanos to prevent the corner, but he has put it out for a throw-in over on the far side. It just suddenly opened up for Moses Caicedo, and he thought, why not? Right-footed, he drilled it towards that top corner, and it's a first-class save by Alphonse Areola to push it behind for a corner and keep West Ham ahead here. But it's feeling precarious now, this lead for West Ham at 2-0 at half-time. And the way they came out at the start of the second, here comes Chelsea again. Gusto gets the cross in this time, almost finds Cole Palmer. Cleared out towards this near side, and Juff goes long. They can't get out at the moment though, West Ham. It's a completely different game this one since Chelsea scored. Start of the second half, it didn't feel like anything had changed. Despite Chelsea making that triple change, everything felt like it did in the first half. But that's all changed with that João Pedro header. And here come Chelsea again with Cole Palmer in the inside right position. Goes out towards Gusto, level the edge of the penalty area. Closed down, he has to go back to Cole Palmer. There's the cross left-footed towards the far post, towards Delap, headed clear. Cucurella's underneath it, goes back to Caicedo, his ex-Brighton teammate. Now Caicedo again goes back to Fofana. Fofana out towards the inside right position, and Cole Palmer, who feels far much more influential in this second half. Gusto's just overran it though down this near side, and West Ham can bring it clear. Here's Crescencio Somerville. Now Diouf volleys it long, but all he's going to do is just volley that long all the way through to Robert Sanchez, the Chelsea goalkeeper. 25 minutes left for play here at Stamford Bridge. Chelsea 1, West Ham 2. West Ham comfortable at half-time, leading by 2-0 through Jarrod Bowen and Crescencio Somerville. But João Pedro, just before the hour mark, has got Chelsea right back into this one, and they've dominated the game since. But Souček's won the ball back for West Ham over on the far side, and then he plays it off of João Pedro out of play, and it'll be a West Ham throw. A little bit of a breather really for the Hammers more than anything else. Just looking at a replay of that save a moment ago by Areola, it's absolutely brilliant. Caicedo's really got hold of this, 25 yards out, it's heading to that top corner, fingertip save from the French goalkeeper. And he keeps his side ahead here by this slender 1-goal advantage. West Ham are going to make a change before anything else happens. And they're going to be bringing on... I'm just waiting for the ball to come up. It's the first change for West Ham. They're taking off Pablo, who's not been involved at all in this second half, to be fair. And on comes Max Kilman. Bit of a defensive change for Nuno Espirito Santo. Throw in then for West Ham on the halfway line down their right. Cucurella heads it clear following the throw, but it will fall kindly for West Ham inside the centre circle with Diouf. On it goes to Crescencio Somerville. Had such a good first half for West Ham United. He's almost level with the edge of the penalty area. Goes back to Fernandes. First touch now for Kilman. Plays it low back inside the centre circle for Mavropanos, who goes long out towards the far side. Lovely ball as well by the Greek. Straight to Wan-Bissaka. Finds Souček. Souček goes back towards that far side. In the end, West Ham go all the way back inside their own half. Here's Kilman again. Kilman finds Diouf. Cuts inside Cole Palmer, then drills it long inside inside the Chelsea half. Crescencio Somerville, on it goes to Fernandes. This is brilliantly worked now. This is Castellanos inside the penalty area for West Ham. Castellanos goes for the shot towards the far post and just gets it a couple of yards wide of Robert Sanchez's left-hand post. Beautifully worked by West Ham. Played through by Fernandes. He's definitely onside, inside the penalty area. Curls it right-footed beyond Robert Sanchez and wide of the goalkeeper's left-hand post. Midway through the second half here at Stamford Bridge, Chelsea 1, West Ham 2. Game is on a knife edge. Goal there for West Ham. If that had found the back of the net from Valentin Castellanos, then that could have well been game, set and match. But as it is, Chelsea are very much involved in this game with that João Pedro goal, halving West Ham's lead. Cole Palmer makes his way over towards this near side, leaves it for Gusto. Finds Caicedo back in field, about 45 yards from goal, just to right of centre. And now Chalobah goes out to the far side. Enzo Fernandez, the Chelsea captain, back to Chalobah. Touched off by João Pedro to Fofana. Fofana slows it down at walking pace. João Pedro with a little cheeky back here. Not a good one though from the Brazilian. A bit of showboating there unnecessarily. And then a very odd ball out towards this near side by Max Kilman. I'm not honestly sure who he was looking for, but he's just put the ball out of play, and Chelsea have a throw midway inside the West Ham half down the Chelsea right, which has already been taken. Enzo Fernandez leaves it for Cole Palmer. Back in field again to Fernandez. Two West Ham players around him, leaves it for Caicedo in the end. And then Caicedo goes back towards the halfway line, and Chalobah out towards the inside left position now, and Pedro Neto finds Cucurella hugging the touchline over the far side, immediately back down the line to the Portuguese Neto. And Cucurella forced back towards the halfway line again, Chelsea. They'll start again though with Caicedo, who loops one out towards the far side. There's a bit of space this time for Pedro Neto, level with the edge of the West Ham penalty area. Ball on his right foot. There's the cross towards the far post. Headed across the 6-yard area, off the crossbar, must be in! And Chelsea are level. It's stooped in by Mark Cucurella at the far post. And Chelsea are level after being 2-0 down at half-time. And the substitutes have paid off for Liam Rosenior. The first from João Pedro, who came on at half-time. And now Mark Cucurella, who was also part of that triple change at half-time, has stooped in at the far post and made it Chelsea 2, West Ham 2. The ball over the top towards the left-hand side of the penalty area, towards Pedro Neto, right-footed cross towards the far post. It's headed across the 6-yard area. It actually comes off the crossbar, off of a West Ham player, I think it is. It's Gusto gets the head across the 6-yard area. It hits the defender, who is Kilman, and it comes off the crossbar, and it comes down and inside the 6-yard area, and Cucurella swoops down. And he's almost heading that ball on the ground. He heads it from about, well, maybe 2 yards off the ground, stoops down, and it's game on here at Stamford Bridge. 20 minutes left for play. Chelsea 2, West Ham United 2. And Chelsea now firmly in position to go on and win this game. Plenty of time left. The half-time substitutes have paid dividends. VAR are checking this, by the way, and I assume they're checking it for a push inside the 6-yard area. Just looking, Neto heads it in, curls it in. Gusto heads it across the 6-yard area, and a West Ham player ended up on the ground inside the 6-yard. I couldn't quite see why. Max Kilman ends up in the net. Did he take a push on the back from Delap? Is that what they're looking at? I think they are. I think they're looking at a push. I think they're looking at a push on from Liam Delap. I think it's been cleared. It has been cleared. Yeah, there was definitely a push on the back. I don't think it made. There was a push on the back, but it made absolutely no difference to the goal. It wouldn't have made any difference. And it's been cleared by VAR. Anthony Taylor not asked to come to the monitor. It's 2 apiece here at Stamford Bridge. And West Ham, despite that superb first half performance, they really were far the better team in the first half, have been pegged back here, and Chelsea really just flexing their muscle as far as their squad depth goes and what they've been able to bring on at half-time to change the game. And they're coming again now. They're looking to go 3-2. Pedro Neto, left-hand side of the penalty area, down towards the byline. There's the cross. It's cut out by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Corner for Chelsea. Their 8th now of the evening. They've gone short. It's Cucurella. And it's going to be another one immediately as he can't get past Juve. And I think they'll play this one in this time, Chelsea. Although, yes, they are. In fact, Neto puts the ball down in the quadrant, and it's Enzo Fernandez to take it. 18 minutes left for play. In comes the corner. And there's a half-hearted appeal for a penalty there, but it's gone behind for a goal kick. Cucurella, I think, had the last touch at the near post. And it's behind for a goal kick. So if this stays the same, there's still plenty of time left, of course. Just looking at a replay of that. Looked like the last touch might have come off Jared Bowen, but it's been given as a goal kick. Chelsea would be in 4th. This would put them into 4th and 38 points. Level on points with Manchester United, but with a superior goal difference. Liverpool, playing later on tonight against Newcastle at Anfield, would have the opportunity to leapfrog both of them and go into 4th. And for West Ham, well, they'd be on 21 points with a draw. And they'd be 4 points from safety, 4 points behind Forest. And, of course, Forest play tomorrow, so be able to extend that gap between them as the ball goes out of play on the far side. It's going to be a West Ham throw on the halfway line. Just the one change made by West Ham, and of course it was a defensive change, really, bringing on Max Kilman. And well, it's resulted in Chelsea getting the equaliser not long after. 67 minutes that change was made. 69 minutes, Mark Cucurella scored the equaliser for Chelsea. Enzo Fernandez has won a free kick over on the far side for the hosts, who suddenly looking back in position to potentially win their 6th home Premier League game of the season. Here's Fofana. Over the halfway line it goes. João Pedro in a deep position. He's inside the centre circle, the Brazilian. Turns Kilman well and then goes out towards the far side. Here's Cucurella, scorer of that second goal for Chelsea. Tries to get the ball into the box, hits Wan-Bissaka, and Fernandes clears long for West Ham United. They look like a side at the moment, West Ham, who'd settled for a point. I think at start of play they would have settled for a point at Stamford Bridge, but trailing by 2-0 at half-time. That's certainly not the case, and certainly wasn't the plan when Nuno Espirito Santo did his half-time team talk. Here's Casado onto Fofana. Goes low left foot and out towards the near side. Cole Palmer cuts inside Juve. Advances towards the edge of the penalty area. He's crowded out by players. Couldn't get the shot in. Tried to play in Cucurella. That didn't work. Cleared by West Ham. Comes back to João Pedro. Tries to thrip on through towards Delap, and West Ham clear long towards the halfway line. But it's all Chelsea now. Chalobah on towards Enzo Fernandez, that towards the far side, left-hand side of the penalty area. Now it's Cole Palmer looking to take on Todibo. Todibo forces him wide and out towards the corner flag. The England international still has possession, and in the end, Todibo puts it out of play. It's a throw-in to Chelsea right next to the corner flag. Is it? No, the referee... Has he given it the other way? No, he has given it a Chelsea throw, but it's Cucurella who's going to take it now. The Spaniard. Before that happens, though, Callum Wilson's going to come on for West Ham, and he's going to replace Valentin Castellanos, who had a good first half, actually. He's been non-existent, really, in the second half. But actually, he had that shot, didn't he, that he skewed wide of Robert Sanchez left-hand post. That was shortly, actually, before Chelsea got the equaliser, of course. West Ham did that, have that opportunity to go 3-1. Had a couple of opportunities to go 3-0, and in fact, at half-time couldn't have come quick enough for Chelsea, really, because West Ham did look as if they could easily get a third before half-time. Well, it's all changed now. It's 2 apiece here at the bridge as Marc Cucurella prepares this throw-in for Chelsea right next to the corner flag over on the far side, the Chelsea left. Cucurella gets the ball back from João Pedro. He's gone out of play again, but it'll be another Chelsea throw, but this one's level with the edge of the penalty area, a little bit further down the line. Enzo Fernandez down the line to Cucurella. Infield to João Pedro with the gloves on over on the far side. Looking to take on Souček. Goes for the 1-2 with Cucurella. He's inside the penalty. Has to go back to Cucurella. Cucurella gets the cross in. It's clear towards the edge of the penalty area. Can Pedro Neto get a shot in? No, he can't. And West Ham can clear long. And underneath that one is, over on the far side, is Chalobah. We've not been able to get the likes of Jared Bowen involved at all in the last, well, good 20 minutes or so. Here's Enzo Fernandez again. Finds Gusto right hand side of the centre circle. On it goes now to Pedro Neto. Looking to take on Juve down this near side. Cuts inside Juve. There's the cross. It's a delicious delivery as well. And has it come off of Delap? Delap, it was certainly intended for Liam Delap at the far post. Really good work by Pedro Neto. Cuts inside Juve. Left-footed ball in. I'm not even sure did it touch anybody in the end, that cross, as it was curled towards that far post. And in the end, Delap couldn't get on the end of it. Nobody got on the end of it. It didn't touch anybody, not a defender, not anybody. And it's behind for a goal kick to West Ham United. Just over 12 minutes left for play. Looks as if Reece James is being ready. That will be Chelsea's 5th and final change, bringing the club captain on for the final 10 or so. As West Ham go long, Fofana clears for Chelsea. Delap gets a header on, but it's cleared by Mavropanos. Cucurella brings it down, though, for Chelsea. Cucurella sweeps it out towards this near side. Gusto just shy of the halfway line. Closed down by Somerville, goes back to Fofana. Goes on towards Enzo Fernandez again. Now it's João Pedro just outside the centre circle for Chelsea. He's made a real difference since coming on at half-time. Cole Palmer. Gusto now, edge of the penalty area, goes back to Cole Palmer. Low ball left-footed back towards the halfway line. Now it's Casado. Feeds it out towards that left-hand side. It's Pedro Neto. Another cross in. There's Delap with a header, and that's a comfortable save. Just loops up into the air and into the inviting arms of Alphonse Areola, who, let's not forget, made that fantastic save as well from that pile driver from Casado. Otherwise, Chelsea could be ahead here as they go long. West Ham. Souček brings it down beautifully. Goes out to Jared Bowen. Real chance for Jared Bowen. First time in the second half we've seen him have a run. He has a run as well when he just tries to play it into the 6-yard area, but it's far too close to Robert Sanchez, who wastes no time and shows Chelsea's intentions here. They want the 3 points, Chelsea, and forward they come, and they're stretched here. West Ham, Liam Delap coming forward towards the edge of the penalty area, leaves it for Cole Palmer, just outside the penalty area. He's got Neto towards his right-hand side. Goes out towards the left-hand side of the penalty area. Mark Cucurella, they're queuing up inside there for a good delivery from Cucurella. It didn't come. It hits Wan-Bissaka. Falls kindly, though, for Chelsea. Now João Pedro, left-hand corner of the penalty area. So many blue shirts on that penalty area. João Pedro with the cross this time, and that's a really poor one from the Brazilian, straight into the arms of the West Ham goalkeeper, Areola. 10 minutes left of the 90. West London 2, East London 2. After West London trailed East London by 2-0 at half-time. West Ham had a 2-goal lead here at Stamford Bridge, a ground that they have an awful record at. It looks as if that was all about to change. That's a really poor ball out towards this near side by Fernandez, and Reece James now is being readied for Liam Rosenior, and he's going to replace the who's he going to replace here? It's going to be, well, West Ham. It's confused me because West Ham are making a couple of changes as well, so the numbers don't they don't match with the Chelsea numbers, and that's why. So West Ham are making a couple of changes. Jared Bowen is going to be replaced. Diouf is coming off. Malik Diouf for West Ham. It looks as if, is that Freddie Potts being readied as well. So Bowen and Diouf off. It's Scholes, Ollie Scholes, and Adama. Is it Traore coming on, number 17? And for Chelsea, Gusto's evening is over. And he's replaced by club captain Reece James. So that's all 5 changes made for Chelsea. They do have one left, West Ham, if they need it. And we've got 9 minutes left of the 90. It's Chelsea 2, West Ham United 2, and it's Wesley Fofana midway inside the West Ham half. Infield to Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer with the ball with pace out towards near side. First touch for Reece James. Reece James immediately goes back infield to Fofana. Just shepherded by Crescencio Somerville. Goes all the way back towards the halfway line inside the centre circle with Caicedo. And now Chalobah drills it out towards the far side of Mark Cucurella. Infield it goes to Neto immediately. Neto over on the far side, midway inside the West Ham half. Enzo Fernandez now. Ball on his right foot. Drills it towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. First time ball into the box from Reece James, straight into the arms of West Ham's goalkeeper, Areola. You wonder whether Nuno Espirito Santo would just take a point now, as Areola kicks long from hands. No Jared Bowen there. Callum Wilson now on. He doesn't get many opportunities since he came to West Ham. Adama Traore, we all know about his muscle, don't we, over on the far side. Couple of step overs from him. Down towards the byline he goes, looking to take on Cucurella. Can he get the cross in? He can. It's not a particularly good one, and West Ham lose their way, and Chelsea clear long towards the halfway line. They'll have it again, West Ham, and they need a little bit of possession, really, don't they? They need to stop this onslaught from Chelsea, which has been pretty much non-stop since Chelsea got that goal back. It's not been since half-time, because West Ham actually started the second half well. They really did. And West Ham go long out towards the far side, but it's unable to be kept in play by the muscle man, Adama Traore, who's making his first cap for West Ham United. It's coming in from Fulham. And West Ham win possession back on the halfway line. Crescencio Somerville has it. He's got nobody up there, though. Just holds it up inside the centre circle. Needs some support here. The Dutchman eventually finds it and goes out towards the near side from Scholes. Cuts inside Reece James and then goes back towards Kilman, and Kilman back to goalkeeper. Goes long. Down the centre. Callum Wilson's onto it now. Left-hand side of the penalty. He's all on his own at the moment, the ex-Newcastle man. And all he can do is play it off for Caicedo. He wanted the corner, but Caicedo's done well to keep the ball in play, and Chelsea can clear long down the line. West Ham just having a little spell of possession here. and suddenly showing that there are still two teams involved here at Stamford Bridge. Good work by Traore. Souček goes out towards the far side. Down towards the byline it goes. Could he cut it back? No, he can't. It hits Cucurella and is a half-hearted appeal for a handball by the Czech, but Chelsea couldn't clear it. Well, it's an initial £1 million, potentially rising to £2 million for Adama Traore. They've lost possession here, West Ham, edge of the penalty area, Chelsea I should say, for Crescenzio Somerville. And that will be a free kick, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's a yellow card as well for that challenge by Caicedo. We haven't seen a yellow card this evening. We're going to see one now. Caicedo, who's had his disciplinary issues this season, hasn't he? And he gets his obligatory yellow card, the Ecuadorian, for that challenge on Crescenzio Somerville. He's a bag of tricks, he really is the Dutchman. And it's a free kick for West Ham, about 35 yards from goal to left of centre. So Traore, just to confirm, getting his debut after coming in 3 days ago from Fulham. 30 years old now, the Spaniard. Fernandes to take this free kick for West Ham, clips it towards the far post. Souček across the 6-yard area, cleared by Chelsea, back to Souček. Souček, low ball into the box, what an opportunity! Oh, and somehow they've not scored. It should be 3-2 to West Ham, and Jean-Claire Todibo at the near post. I don't honestly know how he's not made it 3-2. Souček gets the ball into the box, it's cleared by João Pedro, straight back to Souček, drills it low into the near post, and he's hit the outside of the post from about 4 yards. I don't know how he's not scored. It's an awful miss. And what a chance for West Ham to take the lead with 4 minutes to go. And it probably fell to the wrong man, I guess. Jean-Claire Todibo, the centre-back. But he's got to score from there. 4 yards out. And he hits the outside of the post. And Robert Sanchez, well, he probably couldn't believe it himself, and the whole of the Chelsea fans, all the Chelsea fans behind that goal in the shed end, must have thought that net was about to ripple. Really was. Souček just drilled it into the danger area, and there was Todibo of all people to poke it towards goal, but not on target. Hits the outside of the post, goes behind, goal kick. Now Chelsea coming forward. Pedro Neto goes back to Fofana. Reece James down the line. He's got too much on that, I think. Neto's not going to get there. He's not going to curl his right arm around it. He falls into the stewards behind the goal towards our right-hand side at the Matthew Harding stand, and it's behind, and it's a goal kick for West Ham United. 3 minutes left of the 90. Chelsea 2, West Ham United 2. This will be Chelsea's 4th home draw of the season in the Premier League, and West Ham's 5th, but it will keep West Ham on this tidy little run that they're on. It'll also keep Chelsea on the nicely tidy run. It'll be, well, they've won 5 of 6 under Rossinia, so they'll be, even if they don't get the win here, it'll be unbeaten in 6 out of 7. Just that one defeat in the League Cup to Arsenal. They've got the second leg of that one, of course, coming up in midweek. And for West Ham, well, they had 3 wins in all competitions in a row before this one, so this would keep them unbeaten in 4. But there's still 3 minutes left plus stoppage time. Still time for a winner for either of these sides. How Jean-Claire Todibo didn't find it at the far end a moment ago for West Ham is beyond me. Only he knows how he didn't hit the target there. Cucurella now over on the far side. Held up by Wan-Bissaka, goes down the line towards Pedro Neto. Neto does really well, actually, to go round Todibo, and then he's helped out by Aaron Wan-Bissaka. And between them, the 2 West Ham players can clear. Clear they do. But it's one back by Caicedo. It's so congested over on that far side, the left-hand side of the West Ham penalty area. Enzo Fernandez now. We're in the 89th minute. Drills the ball out towards Reece James, whose first touch is poor, and it allows West Ham to clear, but it's straight to a Chelsea player in the form of Wesley Fofana, who finds Chalobah towards his left. Now Neto. Neto drills it towards the right-hand side of the penalty area. Brought down beautifully by Reece James. Goes down towards the byline. There's the cross, and I think it's gone out of play, is it? Did it curl out of play? Well, according to the referee, it didn't, and it's picked up over on the far side for Chelsea by Caicedo. Goes back to Chalobah. Chalobah finds Reece James again, right-hand corner of the penalty area. Is he going to get the cross in here, the England international? He goes back to Fofana. He gets the cross in towards the far post. Keeper comes, could have held it, punches it clear. He gets enough on it, to be fair, Areola, but I've never quite understood why modern goalkeepers do that. He could easily have caught that ball. Chelsea have a throw-in over on the far side as we head into the 90th minute here at Stamford Bridge. And it's Chelsea who are probing, looking for the 3 points, the comeback victory after trailing West Ham by 2-0 at half-time. Goals from 2 substitutes. João Pedro and Cucurella getting them level. But they want the 3 points here, Chelsea. Chalobah, drilled in by Caicedo. That's going to have too much on it, I think, as the cross comes in. He does keep it in. Might fall for Cole Palmer! And his shot is blocked. And that was brilliant last-ditch defending. I thought the ball was going to go up for a goal kick. It was drilled towards the far post, and Reece James did brilliantly to get his right foot on it and divert it back towards the 6-yard area. And it fell for Cole Palmer about 8 yards out, drilled it towards goal, and it's good defending by Jean-Claire Todibo. I'll tell you what, he had an opportunity, a gilt-edged opportunity to win the game for West Ham at the other end, but he may just have kept West Ham in the game by giving them a point with that block. But Chelsea are going to come again. Enzo Fernandez with the cross. It's headed clear for West Ham, and a further header out towards this near side. And another one for Crescencio Somerville. And in the end, I think West Ham are going to get away. Souček, poor from him. Gives possession straight back to Chelsea. Liam Delap can't get the ball out from under his boot. And in the end, it's ricocheted off of João Pedro, I think. And it's gone behind for a goal kick for West Ham. We're into 5 minutes of stoppage time here at the Bridge. Chelsea 2, West Ham 2. The first half was all about West Ham. The second half was all about Chelsea. And I guess, in a way, a point apiece would be a fair result. It's always interesting. I always think the XG is always interesting up against the result. The XG is 1.86 for Chelsea, 1.12 for West Ham. The total shots, 12-11 in favour of Chelsea, 5 on target for Chelsea, 6 on target for West Ham. And the ball possession, well, it's been hugely in favour of West Ham, particularly in favour of Chelsea, particularly in the second half, 71 to 29%. We've played a minute of stoppage time, 4 to go. Chelsea have possession, but they're deep inside their own half at the moment. Reece James then goes long. Liam Delap's going to have to do it all on his own as he picks it up, but the challenge comes into clear. Falls though for Cole Palmer, and Cole Palmer wins the throw-in as he plays the ball off of Ollie Scarles. Looks shattered, Cole Palmer, as he goes down there. Throw-in for Chelsea, midway inside the West Ham half. Down the Chelsea right, taken by Reece James, finds Cole Palmer. Now it's Caicedo. Can he thread one through? He can. Here's João Pedro, cuts it back. There's the shot, there's the goal! And Chelsea have won it in stoppage time, and it's Enzo Fernandez who pulls off the shirt. And what a recovery from Chelsea. They've turned it around here, trailing by 2-0 at half-time. And in stoppage time, Enzo Fernandez has surely won it for Liam Rossinia's men. 92nd minute. Chelsea 3, West Ham United 2, and it's Enzo Fernandez with the goal, and it looks as if it will be 6 wins out of 7 under their new manager. Well, they've been knocking on the door ever since they got one back. The 57th minute, João Pedro. Marc Cucurella then made it 2-2 in the 69th. And it did feel over the last few minutes as maybe it was just petering out to a 2-2 draw. But oh no, Chelsea had other ideas. Caicedo, on it goes to João Pedro. He cuts it back, and it just falls perfectly for the Argentinian. João Pedro, a goal and an assist off the bench. Enzo Fernandez, the right-footed finish. I'll tell you what, it's a very, very similar goal to West Ham's second goal in the first half, which was cut back by Aaron Wan-Bissaka from the byline, finished by Somerville on the edge of the penalty area. And Areola was going the wrong way. He was committed to going towards his right-hand side. The ball went to his left. And Chelsea have surely stolen it here at Stamford Bridge. It's Chelsea 3, West Ham United 2, and West Ham's awful record at Stamford Bridge, which I've been talking about so much tonight, that looks as if it was going to end when they led by 2-0. Well, it looks as if it's now going to continue. Game has kicked off again. 2 minutes of stoppage time to play. And Chelsea just need to be clever now. They just need to see this out over this last couple of minutes of stoppage time. João Pedro wants a free kick. He does really well there, the Brazilian. He really has made a huge difference in this second half. There's going to be a yellow card there as well for the pull on the shirt of the Brazilian. And it's Ollie Scarles who's gone into the book. Just the second yellow card that's been dished out by Anthony Taylor this evening. One apiece, Moses Caicedo the other. And Nuno Espirito Santo, well, he looks a dejected figure down on that touchline. They were in heaven, weren't they, at half-time? West Ham leading by 2-0. Enzo Fernandez has been booked as well. I can only assume that was for time wasting, as Chelsea go all the way back to the goalkeeper. Or, having said that, I assume he was probably booked actually for taking his shirt off when he scored that goal, because that is standard procedure, isn't it? Indeed it was. It was for the taking off of the shirt. And Chelsea have a minute to see out his comeback win. Pedro Neto brings it down the far side. He'll take this to the corner flag. You feel now the Portuguese pokes it on towards Cucurella, down on the byline. Didn't fancy the cross, just happy to keep possession over on the far side for Chelsea. Although in the end, Neto has broken free. Can he cut it back for another one? And oh my goodness me, Cole Palmer, 7 yards out. Has got to make it 4-2, and he's skied it. Wow. Pedro Neto was suddenly free, played in, and he puts it on a plate for Cole Palmer. He really does, and he gets right underneath it. He literally puts that into the top tier. It was a horrible finish, but it doesn't look like it'll matter, because Chelsea are going to get the 3 points as Areola kicks along. There might be another minute to go for the celebrations. Enzo Fernandez throw in for West Ham on the halfway line down their right. Wan-Bissaka to take it down to Souček. Souček gets a little flick on, but it's cleared by Chalobah out of play. It'll be a West Ham throw middle inside the Chelsea half down the West Ham right. On it goes to Traore. Traore down towards the byline he goes. And who's that? Oh, goodness me, there's a bit of a coming together between Adama Traore and João Pedro, and it's got a little bit ugly over on the far side, and Todibo gets involved, and in fact everybody's getting involved really. Real pushing and shoving over on the far side in the far corner. João Pedro, particularly Mavropanos, have something to say with each other. And it all started following a challenge with Traore, and Traore's still getting involved with Wesley Fofana. Now Wesley Fofana's been pulled away by Areola, and Anthony Taylor's got a few things to clear up here. We've played over 6 minutes of stoppage time, and we're just awaiting a whistle. Chelsea 3, West Ham United 2. And I wouldn't mind seeing a replay of that fracas, I really wouldn't. Nothing's happened so far as any yellow cards. But Traore was heavily involved as he raced down towards the corner flag to try and win the ball, win the corner for West Ham. Just looking at a replay of it now, he gets ahead of Cucurella, and then he pushes Cucurella over, and then João Pedro comes over, pushes Adama Traore. Traore then comes back onto João Pedro. Cucurella's just stood on the ground. He doesn't get involved. He just walks away. And then about 5 or 6 other players get involved. And it was quite ugly. It's all simmered now. And I think there's going to be more than one yellow card dished out here. Traore certainly will be one of them. Cole Palmer now coming over and speaking with referee Anthony Taylor. And they seem to have put the yellow card back in his pocket, so I'm not entirely sure. I mean, one of the worst ones was Jean-Claire Todibo, because he did have his hands around João Pedro's neck. And if VAR's looking at this, I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's sent off for this. The Frenchman, who, let's not forget, only minutes before Chelsea got what's probably going to be the winner here at Stamford Bridge, hit the post, the outside of the post from 4 yards out when it looked easier to score. And he may well end up getting sent off here now. I've seen a couple of angles of it, and that's the worst I've seen of it really, is Todibo on João Pedro, who did come over and push Adama Traore, and it's not, that's not easily done. Let's put it that way. We've played 8 minutes of stoppage time now, by the way. We were already beyond the 5 before this fracas happened. We could have just blown up and we could be done by now, couldn't we? Anthony Taylor still awaiting, I assume, the VAR decisions. Cole Palmer. João Pedro pushed pretty much every player in a claret blue shirt, to be fair. He really did. And Well, the story of the tape is that West Ham are allowing VAR to sort this out because it could be some time. The story of the tape is that West Ham were 2-0 up at half-time through Jared Bowen and Crescenzio Somerville. And Chelsea making changes at half-time, 3 changes, bringing on João Pedro Neto and Mark Cucurella. And indeed, Anthony Taylor's going towards the monitor. We're going to be well into 100 minutes here because we're already on 99 and he's only now making his way over to the screen. I think there's going to be a red card here, and I think it'll be to Jean-Claire Todibo for having his hands around João Pedro's neck. There was lots of pushing and shoving, but that was just beyond the wrong side of the line. It really was. In fact, Anthony Taylor's walked away. I think he's seen enough. He's going to give a he's going to give a red card here, almost certainly, to the Frenchman. Here we go. And Chelsea coming back in the second half through João Pedro's header in the 57th minute, Mark Cucurella's second in the 69th, and then Enzo Fernandez looks to have won it in stoppage time as Anthony Taylor goes to his pocket. He's got a red card and he's walking over to the guilty party, and that guilty party almost certainly is going to be Jean-Claire Todibo. And there it comes. And indeed, Jean-Claire Todibo is not going to a last 10 minutes or so to remember for him. He had a huge opportunity to potentially win the game for West Ham, hitting the outside of the post from about 4 yards out. West Ham, by the way, have got a corner, so there's still time for a corner. There could be even more drama. It's going to be the last action. And Areola has come up from the back. We've seen a goalkeeper score this week, haven't we, in the Champions League for Benfica.